Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. My name is Bob Lennon, President of ThermalWood Canada, host for the show. And today we have two fine gentlemen here for this interview, Mike Goyette and Rob Pratt. So guys, I hear that you guys are kind of getting into a little bit more than just playing music these days, and you're kind of getting into a little bit more production and promoting and doing a whole pile of stuff. So tell us a little bit about what you've got going on here.
I'll let Rob talk a little bit more about the whole production side of things, but yeah, you're right, Bob. I mean, we've always been at it. We've always trying to find new ways of getting the music out to the people, but this time here, rather than playing at our favorite bars, we have decided that we're going to rent a hall and put on a show. We've got top of the line sound, top of the line lights. Thankfully, we've got lots of nice sponsors here. We'll make sure we post some sponsor shout outs on the comments here. Hey Rob, we can do that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's great. So we're putting on a show at the end of the month, September 27th, over at the Salle Denis Richard in Petit Rocher.
And that is a great venue. So anybody that hasn't been there before, like the sound in that place is great. Like you'd think it's a gym, but it's not. Like they've done some adjustments on the ceiling and stuff and right in front of the stage, and the sound in there is great.
It's nice. In my opinion, it is the nicest sounding room in the Chaleur region. And many great bands have played there and great artists have played there. So it is, we're not the first ones to go in there and put on a show, but it's new for us because we kind of like the bar scene. The bar scene is a lot of fun. We recently, we're lucky enough to both get on the bill for Hospitality Days this year.
And thanks very much for that.
Yeah,
it was a great night.
Super awesome. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So kind of touch on that. As soon as we found out that you were gonna have us there, we started prepping, like not only for Hospitality Days but for this show, because when we found out that we were gonna play together, we were like, yeah, the energy is there. We need to do something together, and that's kind of what led us into that. And the wheels started turning, and the next thing you know, it's like, well, where do we have it? It's what kind of venue. The bars are, they're fine, and we love playing at them. We wanted to try something a little different, like Mike was saying. So we rented the hall in Petit Rocher, which is behind the library. If some people don't know where that is, right on the main drag. And as you guys were saying, like, it's a great room. It's huge. They have a proper stage. Like, it's nice and high. The sound in there is excellent. I've been to a couple shows there myself, seeing some other local talent, and it was really good. So I was like, yeah. When we rolled that idea, I was like, we should definitely try to see what we can do. And then it comes into production and promoting, and
that's a completely different ball game, right?
Big time.
When you're used to just getting there and setting up, and everybody takes care of everything else, but now you got to take care of everything, like from A to Z. Different.
Yeah, very different. Like you said, we're kind of used to just going, setting up, playing our set, whatever, 3-4 hours long, and that's it. You get paid at the end of the night, and you make your way on home. This time around, it's a little different, and a lot of people don't really understand the behind the scenes because, like you said, normally you just get a gig at a bar and you go play. So now it's rent the room, get everybody organized what day we can do it on together. Print tickets, sell the tickets, hire a light guy, hire a sound guy, hire people to work the doors. It becomes it's almost a full-time job. I've been working every day.
Guys.
Yeah, and then we find out that we did book a night that happens to be on moose hunting season. So get your moose early. Have your moose hanging up, and then come and rock out with Helltown and the Alt Rocks.
So is this the end or the beginning of Moose?
I think it might be the end of it. I think it's Saturday, right?
Yeah,
Saturday
I think so, yeah.
Get your moose.
Shouldn't have to worry about it now.
I'm not really that worried about it, but we are in northern New Brunswick here, and it's a big part of big part of the lifestyle. So
you might end up seeing a whole bunch of trucks with moose all quartered on the.
Bring
the
it.
hood.
That'll be cool. We'll do some social media stuff with it. If you want to wear your hunter orange. Anything goes.
Yeah.
Anything goes. No dress code for this one.
Yeah, and we actually have something kind of cool going on with that. Is because of all the wildfires that were happening recently, and a lot of people are affected by that, and the people that were working tirelessly to take care of that situation and make sure it didn't get too out of hand, that we decided that we would offer anybody that is a firefighter or volunteer firefighter, if they show up to our show, show their credentials, you can come on in.
Oh, what a great idea, guys. That's real generous of you guys, and the fact of thinking about that, and especially, you know, as you mentioned, we live on the North Shore, and a lot of it has got to do with either water or woods.
Right.
And so if we don't protect either one of them, we're not going to have it.
Yep, and I mean, it's just it's a small token of appreciation that we can do. Like, you know, I don't know how many are going to show up, but we do hope people show up. You know, from the brigades.
We can fit 500 people in this room.
Yeah,
so
it's a big room.
It's yeah, come on over. We'll be extra safe too with the firefighters here.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
So just I've been to a number of shows up there, and sometimes it's general admission and everybody's standing around. Sometimes there's tables and stuff. So how's it set up for you guys?
it's going to come down to really advanced sales. So like if we sell it out, you know, we might have to give up some of the tables, but I think we can kind of find an in between with some tables off to the side. And I'd like it to be a concert, you know. And when you have a concert, you have a giant area in the front of the stage, and so that will be general admission, $15 tickets, and there'll be places to sit if you need to have a seat. The room is set up so that we can kind of change it around. Like you said, there's tables and there's chairs, so we're kind of going to decide that last minute, I would say, but we'll make sure that that everyone's comfortable. But ultimately, it is a rock concert. You're going to see Bathurst's loudest rock bands, you know, that are going to go out there, and you know, we have a nice stage, awesome sound, and a nice light production as well. So I think it's just going to be fantastic, and that room is going to be cool too. So,
well, one of the interesting things, and we were talking a little bit about it before we started doing this interview, and you were talking about some of the things that you're doing, and you know, I've seen and heard some stuff. You know, you were on the radio station, you know, you're on the wave. I almost said bounce, but you're on the wave. Then we've been putting up a whole bunch of stuff on social media, but you also mentioned about putting out your set list, which is kind of interesting because I've never really, that's something new and something different, and you guys have cooked this up, and so what's your thought process behind that?
It's new and it's old, Bob. I mean, anytime you've gone to a sit-down theater concert, you get in there and you grab a program, and in the program you can see what songs are coming up next. I know, sure, it's a Christmas concert, but this one here is going to be kind of neat. So you can actually like look up our playlist on Spotify or on YouTube Music, and that's what we're going with. And someone mentioned that to me before. They're like, you know, you guys really, like, you're the alt rocks. It's great. Everyone's going to assume you're playing alternative rock music, but sell the set list. That set list is crazy. You're going to be playing a Metallica song and a Nirvana song and a Pearl Jam song, and then countless Canadian rock songs too. Like, we're really, our set list is pretty heavy on the CanCon as well, because, you know, Canadian 90s was pretty solid times, you know, and so we're hoping that people see the set list and say, yeah, this is kind of cool, you know. I'm gonna stick around, especially till the end, because there's some pretty heavy bangers there. And these guys here are gonna be starting out the show with, like, anyone who was at Hospitality Days, it was dynamite.
Well,
like, they were awesome.
Listen, it's worthwhile mentioning this because Hospitality Days, you know, you guys were on first. You guys closed it off, but the weather kind of switched up. And just, you know, on the before you guys got up, about a half an hour before, you know, the stage manager came up and he said, guys, look, you know, I'm looking at the weather station. The wind's picking up. Things are starting to move here. We've got to pull down the screens, so we're not going to have those because they're banging all over the place. But she said we're a bit worried that we might have to pull you off the stage because we don't know what's happening. And he held it off, and I talked to Brian later on. Brian said, there's no way, he said, I can stand up there in front of those guys and say that I'm pulling them. So he said, we're going to let them go, but he said, if it really comes down pouring, we won't have a choice. And you guys get up there, and as you started the opening strumming of the guitar, it started to rain, but nobody stopped, and everybody kept on going all the way through. But it didn't last very long. and people still stuck around. They went and hid in the bar tent, and they're still were there. And it was an awesome show all the way through. And it was great to hear you guys, and it just showed that you lived the way that your band's name, Helltown.
That's right. It's rain or shine, the show must go on. So when we started playing, and I saw those first few drops coming, and you could see them in the lights from the stage.
Oh yeah, you could see them from the light in the stage.
And I was like, oh no, because we were kind of worried that it was gonna get shut down. And I was like, well, if we can get at least our first song through, and then we're gonna play our original Midnight in Helltown, and then if they have to shut us off, they'll shut us off, and that's it. But we got lucky, and we just plowed right through, and we finished our entire set list, and you could see people over in the bar tent taking shelter, and the next thing you know, there's Chico running around with these little balls that had ponchos in them, and he was handing them out to everybody, and then all of a sudden it was like a sea of ponchos. I was like,
I meant to ask about that. I saw the ponchos.
Yeah.
So we were pretty excited that everybody stayed. There was some people that left, and I get it. Water it's scary. It's a scary thing.
Yeah.
So
well, there won't be any rain on
no,
that's
right.
27th.
There's gonna be no rain, and it'll be nice and dry and warm, and.
You guys got the benefit of some pretty badass looking pictures from the La Cave Media guys.
Yes.
So with the rain pictures, they're kind of nice. I mean, we were lucky to have the videos, because the videos that was a really nice addition, Bob. Gotta say, the videos for Hospitality Days, those screens were wonderful, and it really ended up working out for us too with those daily recaps.
Yeah.
I love how well the alt rocks were represented on our night that we played there. And I'm sorry that you guys lost the video screens, but the pictures were really good.
The pictures were awesome, and they, the rain added a whole vibe with the sideways drops coming down, and Mitch was like soaking it up, and we fed off
in more ways than one.
Yeah. We had to be careful, too, because it was slippery. There was the stage was slippery as it was, and then once you had a couple inches of water, and the guys they like to move around, they like to go crazy, but they were like, hope OSHA's not here,
A little less jumping off the drum riser tonight. Looks a little slippery.
We got to be a little bit tame. So let's jump back into the show here, and you guys being there. You mentioned a while ago that you've even gone out and got sponsors. So that's another event, because this becomes costly when you're doing your own event too, because now you got to take care of all the expenses. You got to rent the hall, you got to take care of the music, you got to take care of the light band, you got to do this and do that, and so you've gone out and got sponsors for this, which is great too, because this community supports.
It does.
It's incredible, actually. I think I had almost their entire overhead covered within a day of going out for sponsors, which was awesome. Of course, a lot of them are my friends, and some of them I don't really know at all, but I was like, I know these guys like to support local stuff, so I went out to see them. So we had Ben's Music Stop. He's been supporting us since day one. I mean, a lot of our gear comes from there, and I get my drums are from there. I get all my sticks, and the guys are always, Richard bought a real nice guitar there.
Nice.
And then, so Ben's Music, Black Pug Records, they've been selling our bumper stickers, which are pretty funny. If anybody ever wants bumper sticker, you can get them there. I think they're like $10, and we put them right back into the band to make more cool stuff like this shirt. We've got MC's Pawn Shop on Top Teddigush Hill. He's been good friends with Jason, so they've kind of always been doing stuff musically together. Jason does a lot of stuff working for him behind the scenes on guitars that come into the shop. We've got Aaron's Automotive, which is selling tickets for us. Ben's and Black Pug are selling tickets for us as well. Then we have Jay Levine Electrical. He sponsored right away on the first day. He was the first guy, and it was not even a question. Bam, here you go. We're gonna do that. We love to support. Who else we got? We have East Coast Roof Care, or Eastern Roof Care, sorry. He right away jumped on the board straight up, and he was super generous. He was our biggest sponsor, so he's paid basically for the sound man or the light man. I forget which one, but so that it's good.
Without these guys, though, it like we would never be able to do a $15 show for two bands.
Absolutely not. If we didn't have these sponsors, it would be like we'd be looking at like a $20-$25 ticket.
That's the going rate for one band nowadays.
Yeah.
$20-$25. So.
And so, you know, people got to recognize that too, that, you know, the sponsorship stuff, and you might have missed some through in the thing and putting you on the spot by getting you the answer to stuff, so don't feel bad, there's more sponsors out there, and thank you very much for definitely helping out and being part of this thing.
Phantom Radio, number one, they're putting ads on for us, they're playing all day, and it's and the sponsors are being mentioned on there as well, so I should have had a little like sticky.
But that's
preparation.
That's fine. So there's one last thing though that I want to bring up before our interview finishes here, and we kind of laughed about it a while ago too. But you know, you're not organizing any meals and stuff, but there's something special outside the doors, right next to where you can plug in your electric car if you do go with that. But there's something special there that if you do get the munchies.
That's right. Well, after rocking out with Helltown, and then you might need a little boost to bring out that energy that you burnt off watching us to see these guys play. There's a pizza machine outside that's made by Pizza 13. They have awesome pizza, so you got the munchies, you had a little beer.
Munchies will be had, probably.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But that's kind of neat though that we got that. So Antoine, if you're listening to this, make sure that pizza machine is filled
the
up,
machine.
because there's going to be some people there that might have the munchies.
I like cheese pizza. The New Yorker's the best.
Now you're ordering your pizza. You might as well call it in. Yeah.
Awesome.
So anything else that we should mention before tickets?
Tickets, as we said, $15, available Black Pug Records, Ben's Music Shop, Aaron's Automotive, MC's Pawn Shop, Variety SC Haché and Dunlop, and DR Depenar and Petit Rocher.
And we'll be selling tickets at the door too.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. There's that, and you can also message anybody from the band too. You know, that's not a problem at all.
Well, guys, listen. We had a blast at Hospitality Days with both your bands, and looking forward to hearing you guys again. And one thing I'm going to leave you with today is that this podcast is called Northern Heat, and it's all about turning up the heat. And especially with Helltown with the Flames, you're definitely cranking up heat in there. A little token of our appreciation here. And I like to, Rob, I know you wear hats.
I'll wear a hat right now, man.
There we go. So
Thank you
now
very
you have
much,
a
Bob.
Northern Heat hat to wear.
It's perfect
And
too.
only the people that come on the show get to wear those. So you can walk
Perfect.
around with those proudly and do a little bit of advertising for us at the same time.
We will.
So there we have it.
Bob, thanks on behalf of our band too for supporting music and the music scene. What you guys are doing is awesome. So keep turning up the heat, and we'll keep doing what we do as well. So hope to see lots of people out there on the 27th. It's gonna be a banger.
Well, good luck with the show, guys, and looking forward to being there and hearing the great music that you guys got to deliver.
We can't wait, and thanks again for having us, of course, anytime.
And there we have it, another edition of Northern Heat for this week. A place to come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.